what's going on, guys? Dale Valor here from Modern Valor Dating. Listen, I was reading an article from the Wall Street Journal from an author named Yan Wu, and what the article was entitled was Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge show a surge in Americans looking for love online. And there was a few things in that article that hit me, that struck me as to why it would be a good idea for a video. And a couple of the reasons why is, man, it goes a little bit deep on, some of the percentages and some of the upticks that they've seen in members and things like that, and how you can take advantage of that information, what you can do with it, how it will affect you, and ways to get your game tight. All right, so we're gonna hop into that right now. Let's get it. Hey guys, wanted to take this quick time out just to remind you, if you're getting value out of this channel, man, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Let us know the type of content that you want to see, because this is here for you. We drop videos 3 times a week, and we want you to get the exact kind of information that you're looking for. So that's so important, man. And we want to be able to get to you in the best way possible. And I believe that to be you subscribing to the channel, so that way you get the notification every time we drop something new. All right, so we're going to hop back into the video. Let's go. One of the things that stood out to me, statistically speaking, was that over 12.6% of new memberships, and they went across the top 8 online dating apps. So obviously Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and whatever else is out there, there's a gang of them. So across all those, on average, it was 12.6%. That's a big number, man, because there was already a gang of people on there. Now, another statistic really stood out to me was that viewer time, people spending time on that particular app. Viewer time was up over 13%. All right. What that tells me is people are sticking around on there longer, right? I mean, it's not rocket science. So here's the deal, man. There's a lot of ways that you can use that information to your advantage. All right. So the first thing that stands out to me is you should probably be on there. It's not my number one go-to. And I don't advocate that somebody solely use that and use that alone. Most guys aren't killing it on there. So to me, it's about supplementing your pipeline and maximizing all of it. See, I think of it kind of like multiple streams of income. If you have one stream of income and for whatever reason that income dries up, that stream is no longer there, then what? Well, you're in a jam. You got to figure something out pretty quick. But if you have multiple streams of income coming in, if something isn't really working as well, then you can put your resources into the other streams, right? And you still have money coming in. This is no different. You should have a few different things going on. Maybe it's cold approach. Maybe it's social circle. There's all kinds of different ways of going about it, So look, don't stick to just that, but utilize it. Be there. If the user membership is up and the screen time is up, you may as well be on there too. All right, we're going to hop into number 2. Let's get it. Number 2, stand out. If you're gonna be on there anyway, you may as well maximize your profile to be the best that it can possibly be. This is where a lot of guys drop the ball. You're looking at your profile and you're just throwing on some old pictures and you don't really put a lot of time or effort into it. What do you think is gonna happen? I mean, there's mad competition on there. You're just gonna get left out. A couple of ways of doing that: make sure your pictures are good, high quality pictures. If you have a buddy that's a photographer, utilize it. If you need to get professional photos, do it. The lighting matters. All these things matter. You want to maximize that profile the best way possible. Each different dating app has its own kind of way of putting it together. Some of them call for a longer bio. Some of them don't. So you kind of have to take that into account. But make it fun. Make it interesting. Don't be like, hi, I'm Dale. I'm into mountain climbing, fishing, and having fun. Looking for a partner in crime. Like, that's so lame, man. Like, that's the same thing every guy puts. So put something a little more interesting, a little more oomph to it, you know? And have your pictures stand out. Take some shots of you doing things, not just like, okay, all right, here we go. Here's going to be my profile picture. You know, like, come on, for real, you know, things that you're interested in. Your picture should tell a story about who you are. All right? Okay, we're going to get into number 3. Let's go. Number 3, it's mainly men on there. All right, so here's the thing. In the last point, we talked about having your profile stand out amongst all the competition. That's why you have to do that, because the competition is everywhere. Now, I've seen a statistic on this once that it's something like 2/3 of dating apps are men. So, look, that means for every girl, why do you think girls get blown up so much? Yeah, they're attractive, okay, things like that, you know, and that makes sense. But it's also because it's mainly guys, you know? So if it was the other way around, you know, like girls wouldn't be getting hit up as much because statistically speaking, there's just not as many men on there. All right, so what does that tell you? All right, you have to, no matter what, beat out your competition. You might say, well, different strokes for different folks. She might not be interested in, you know, this type of guy. She might be into this type of guy, and I'm not that, I'm this. Fair, okay, that's fine. But just know that for every single girl on there, there's going to be 2 or 3 guys on there. You know, and then take out the girls who aren't getting any matches. All right, so that's going to be somewhat of a chunk right there. You know, so that pool is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and that's why it's so important to know that, so is that you can do all the things that most guys aren't doing to push you to the top of the algorithm, so you're getting in front of more girls when they're swiping, so that way, the more girls that see you, the better your odds are. Okay, so that's why that's so important and so important to know. All right, we're going to get into number 4. Let's get it. Number 4, bring her into the real world. Okay, what do I mean by that? All right, so you're on there, you made your profile stand out, you're getting some matches, then what? Okay, you know, you're talking to her inside of the app. Get her off of there. Get her in the real world. Now, it's true. You can communicate with her just the same inside of that app as you can on her phone. So if you have a phone number and you're texting or whatever, it's the same, right? She can read text on a screen regardless if it's on the app or it's through text messaging. But here's the difference. One, you're taking her off of that app. That's less time that she's spending on there seeing the other competition. The other thing with that too is that for whatever reason, man, I think it's somewhat psychological. A phone number is more personal and it's more a part of you. You know, your phone, not everybody has your phone number. Now, everybody can see your social media platforms and everybody can see, you know, your dating app profiles and all that stuff, right? But not everybody has your phone number. So having her phone number and being able to text her keeps her off of there. You know, well, she's talking to you, you know, and let's be real. I mean, she can go on there anytime she wants, even probably while texting you, but the odds are she's not going to be. Now you're starting to become more of a real person. You're not just a guy from Tinder. Okay, now you're whatever your name is, all right? So once you have that, then you can actually call her and talk to her on the phone, and she can hear the tonality of your voice, start to understand your personality, things like that. The longer that you just stay on Tinder, it's not moving anywhere. You know, you're not a real person yet. You always hear guys talking about girls flaking. It's easy to flake, man, when you don't really exist. Now, we both know you exist, and she knows that too logically, but it's not real because she doesn't know the sound of your voice. She doesn't know your personality that much. You know, there's only so much you can communicate through text and in that app and that type of thing. So, yeah, man, get her off of there as quickly as you can. You need to be moving it forward and upward. All right, we're going to hop into number 5. Let's get it. Number 5, Learn to do cold approach. And the reason I say that is for one simple reason. It helps you to learn how to communicate in the moment. You've been swiping and you've been setting up dates. You got her off of there. You got her into the real world. You're hanging out with these girls. Now you have to be able to communicate who you are in person. And cold approach helps you in every sense of the word with that. It helps you to be able to learn how to lead a conversation, how to lead the interaction, and that's why it's so important, man, because she's like, oh man, this guy seems so cool, like I want to hang out with this guy. And then you meet up and you just come across as lame because you don't know how to really communicate who you are. Right? So, and that's such a letdown, man. Don't be that letdown. Learn how to go out, communicate with women, and cold approach will enable you to be able to do that and be able to lead. And speaking of leading, we have a live event that's linked down below. It's on leadership. It's going to be on Zoom. It's 100% free, and it will show you how to lead in an interaction, how to lead with communication, how to lead in a relationship, on a date. It's all those leadership qualities. And that's what we're going to be going really deep on. I really hope to see you there. And another thing too, we did a video a little while back on phone game and how important that is. And everything that we talked about here in this video, on this article that I read, relates to phone game. So what I want you to do is, I want you to go check that video out because we go really deep on it and it will help show you how to bring her into the real world, how to keep her from flaking, all those things. And so I want to see you there.